This is a new series of videos where I'll be introducing building games in 3D. I'm going to start off with getting good practice into mastering the interface. Okay, let's do this. Okay, start Unity Hub and create a new project. And make sure you have 3D selected this time. And I'm going to call this Fort. Let's build a fort, shall we? Okay, so this lesson we are just going to get used to the interface in 3D. So using Unity in 3D is quite different to using it in 2D. There's obviously the extra dimension and you have some extra controls you need to get used to. So let's see what we have in store for us. Okay, so firstly, left click is a selection tool. You can see we have our camera and light in our scene. That's our directional light. Middle click and drag is to pan around. Right click and dragging your mouse looks around. And we have this little gizmo on the top. So when you click this, you move around the y-axis in this case. If I click on the Y, then I'm moving around the X-axis. And yeah, and that's about it. So, well, you can also move around Z, I guess, depending on which way you are. So play around with this and let's go over that again. Middle clicking, panning, right click, drag to rotate. Okay, so one thing I want you guys to get used to is just choose a front side for your project. So, you know, when you just start up a scene, it's good to know which is the front. It's like, you know, when you get to your house, you know, the front side of your house. So it helps to get some perspective and familiar. It's just something familiar. So speaking about familiar, what I like to do is bring the X-axis and y-axis onto our familiar left to right plane for X and up and down for Y. So make sure the red X is on the right, and that it means that if I go to the right it's positive and if I go to the left it's negative. For Y, up is positive, down is negative. So we're not going to worry about that too much today. We'll get into that later. Game object, 3D object, let's add a cube in. Okay, I don't know why this has been happening lately. My cube is a darker color than usual, so yeah, just add that cube in. Yours might be white, but yeah, mine is this funny little grayish brownish color here. So what we're going to do here is just build a bit of a fort. So, you know, like one pillar of a castle, let's just do that. I mean, just something simple. This exercise is basically just about getting used to adding objects in, moving them around, snapping them together, and rotating your view around. So moving and rotating. Remember, move, middle click, right click is to rotate. Okay, so I added this little cube in here. So what we're going to do is we are just going to duplicate this across. Okay, so let's make it not too complicated. So let's make it 5 across 5 by 5, right? Okay, so Control D to duplicate. You just move it out a bit. Hold V for vertex. Remember, all of these corners of your cube are vertices. Okay, so one of them is just a vertex. And we are going to grab this vertex over here and connect it to this vertex over here. Okay, so we are going to hold V for vertex, V. Grab that by clicking on it, hold click. I'm still holding V down, so I've got V and my left mouse button clicked, and I'm going to drag it across. Cool. See, it just snaps together nicely, much better than trying to move in and figure out if your two cubes are precisely connected, because that's never gonna happen. Okay, unless maybe by some dumb luck. So Unity can take care of that for you, so you may as well use it. Grab that V again, I'm dragging it in there. I'm going to Control D, duplicate that again, and hold down V again. Snap that together. What's that? That's 3 cubes I have so far. Control D, drag across, V, snap. One thing, if you drag it across here, right, and you happen to click somewhere else, if you click on this cube again and try holding down V, sometimes it just doesn't select the corners. Let's just see here. Yeah, maybe from here. Okay, if I select it from here, it looks like it doesn't select the corners. You have to like click in your scene. Sometimes I find you have to click on the arrow before holding down V actually selects the corner. You will know it's going to select by that small little square that gets highlighted as you hover over a vertex. You can see it over here. I let go V, it disappears. So I hold V again, you can see it comes back. And I click and drag. And that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm going to add another 4 to the right over here. So let's do that. I'm going to do this quickly. Okay, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. I'm doing this in real time so that you can see how fast or how slow I actually work. Okay, so I've been doing this for quite a while, so I would like to think I'm pretty fast and comfortable with this by now. Okay, and I'm just doing them one by one for now. Okay, there are other ways in which you can just select and drag multiple objects across, which I'm going to get into in a minute. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need to add 3 more in the middle here because I already have these 2. So Control D, select, snap, Control D, V, snap, Control D, move, V, and snap. And nice, I have a nice base. So what can I call this? Let's call it let's just call it base or layer. Let's call it cube layer because it's a bunch of layers which we are going to add together. So now we're going to organize this stuff. Okay, so I created this object cube layer. We are going to select all of these. So select the one cube and do it here in your hierarchy view. Remember, this is your scene view, this is your hierarchy view, project view at the bottom, and inspector over here. In case you haven't watched any of my other videos or you are brand new to Unity. Okay, so let's select this top one, hold shift and select the last cube, hold your left click down and drag it over this cube layer. And when you've done it successfully, it will show it as being children of this. You'll see this little triangle and the cubes basically underneath this cube layer. So now I can just go ahead and collapse that. I can now do something similar, and this is going to speed things up so much. So I'm going to select this, which now acts as one object. If I select the parent, Control D, I'm going to move this up. You see it moves all of them, all the children up at once. And I can hold V and snap that together. Let's take another view. It's a bit dark on that side. So remember, I'm using a combination of middle click and right click to get the right view for myself. Okay, so right click, drag around, middle click, and that's how you basically get a nice comfortable working space and working view. So now what we can do is I'm going to select both of these layers, Control D, you see it duplicates both of these over here, and I'm going to just drag that up, hold V, drag, click and drag that one. You want to make sure you've got both layers selected there. Don't accidentally. So I see what most of my students do when they're starting out. They will drag up and then by accident misclick somewhere and then hold down V. See, it's not selecting anything. Just click on one item, hold down V, and then just end up snapping one item. That's not what you want to do. So if you accidentally click off your objects, just come back here. I'm going to select those two layers again and hold V. See, it's not working now. So I have to just click on that arrow and now I can select. There we go. Now I've got a nice bunch of layers here. So I'm going to select all of them. You see how easy this makes it when I, oh, oops, did not duplicate. Control D, drag this up, hold V. Now you can see I'm getting a nice tower going here. Okay, I think I'm going to add one more layer. So, well, double the height actually. So I'm going to select all these cube layers over here. Control D, move it up. Hold V, make sure I'm grabbing the corner over here and snap it in there. Now remember, middle click to pan, right click to rotate. So here I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm doing. Middle click, drag, right click, drag, middle click, drag, and scroll button to zoom in and out. So I'm going to middle click, drag again because I'm not too happy with that view. Okay, cool. Okay, that's a nice height over there, I think. And let's finish this off now. I'm not going to worry about closing off the top here, but what we can do is now just start. Let's select some of them. So let's practice deleting. So we'll select that. Make sure we have the right one selected. Press the delete key on your keyboard. So I noticed with some of my students who are using Mac, the delete key doesn't work for some reason. I don't know, try using the backspace key. Otherwise, come up to edit, which is a bit of a pain, but click on edit and delete over here. It will delete it. You can select multiple objects by clicking, you left click, then you hold control and you click the next object. You can delete multiple objects that way. Okay, so I'm going to just do that over here and here, and yeah, we have something that looks like a fort and doesn't look too bad, I think. If you really want to challenge, maybe try to duplicate this. So I'm going to just do a bit more organizing. Let's see, I'm going to create a new game object, rename that to tower, and I'm going to grab all these cube layers, select them as we did before. Just to remind you, just select one of them or the top one and hold down shift and left click and select all of them, and we'll click drag down to tower, and there we have a whole tower which we can now duplicate all at once, and we can add multiple towers in and end up with 4 of them, and maybe add in some bricks over here just to join them up so it looks like a full-on castle. See if we can do that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that, and next video we'll be looking a bit more at the interface, and I'll give you another exercise to do. Remember, this is a very important exercise to do. You want to master your interface, you have to master your tools in whatever you're doing. So it's very important to be able to do this. I mean, I can do this without even thinking these days, so hopefully you get to that point soon, and doing these types of exercises are only going to help you. Okay, catch you in the next video. Enjoy.